Hello, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Big Kane. We've got a lot of cool stuff that's coming to Rise of Kingdoms. We've got the anniversary event, which comes with some new commanders, a new Zenith of Power city theme, which is pretty insane. It's power creep that we have yet to see in the game, so it's going to be pretty crazy. I'll let you know if I'm going for it or not. And then we've got some anniversary events with the team update in patch 1.074. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to the video here and we're just going to watch it together. I have seen this, so I can't say that I'm going to watch it for the first time with you guys, but I'm just going to review all the information that they give us along with our wonderful game community managers here. So anyway, let's dive into the video. Alright, let's hop into it. So I went ahead and skipped the intro a little bit. Sorry, game community managers, but I do want to say just before I start this, and they did talk about anniversaries and all that good stuff, obviously, and generally for the bundles that come out during this time period, there are two occasions in Rise of Kingdoms, generally, where they have the best value bundles. Those are Christmas time for us American players, and then there is the Rock anniversary. Not the Lilith anniversary, but the Rise of Kingdoms anniversary. Generally, they have really crazy bundles for your dollar. Last time we had the team draw event for the Christmas event, which is crazy, and then I think the last Rock anniversary we had, which is kind of crazy to think that that was a year ago, we had the Camel event, which I think was something like $365 for 200 legendary commander sculptures of your choice, right? It's no Registers of History pop, but it is better than any other value $100 bundle gold chest that you'll get anywhere else, and so generally that happens during this time. I haven't seen anything like that in this leak before, so I don't know if we're going to get it, but anyway, be on the lookout. So let's keep going, dive into it.
To celebrate our 5th year together, we have prepared a wide range of events for all the governors. Some familiar events including Sharp Eyes and Quick Hands.
Yeah, so like you said, familiar events. A lot of this stuff is stuff that we have seen before, right? These are the sign-in spoils, the Your Rock yearbook. I think I have one from 2021 and 2022. This is all great. It's all good fun stuff. You just kind of get to see some personal stats that you've had, and it's cool that they keep track of this stuff. So, wait, Desert Tracks. I think I just talked about how there might not be a camel event, but that looks a lot like a camel. Oh no, okay. Well, maybe there is going to be a camel event, in which case get your wallets out, because yeah, this event is going to be absolutely cracked. Never mind, this is going to be insane. So let's keep going.
Familiar events including Sharp Eyes and Quick Hands, Arms Training, Circus of Wonders, and even the Desert Tracks will mark their return.
It's that time of the year you can check the 2023 with the community.
Okay, yep.
Do we have any news on the Zenith of Power event?
Of course, we'll have a new...
Okay, so before they go into this, and I know I'm going to be pausing this video a lot, so it's going to be a little bit longer than 11 minutes, which is the length of this Q&A, but Zenith of Power, if you've been following this channel or you've been talking to me, you know that this is something that I personally strive for. My biggest goal when I first became a young Rise of Kingdoms player was I wanted to win this event. And so I migrated back to a KVK2. I won the 15% infantry attack theme, which you've probably seen in all my live streams and videos. And that was awesome. It's great. I've used that theme ever since. My goal since then has been to get the next Dynastic Conqueror, which is the 8% defense to all troop types. I've waited 2 cycles for that. So I've gone through 2 different Inf, Cav, Archers, right? And this was the time that they would have that open field skin. It is the turn for the open field skin. And I said to myself, all right, this is it. I'm going for the open field skin. If it's not the open field skin, then I'm just going to go for the Cav skin, since I knew it was going to be Cav. And if you look at the pattern, we've already had the attack, we've already had the defense, and so the Cav 15% health skin. And then I would just buy the 5% from the shop. So am I a little disappointed? A little bit, but we'll go and see what it is.
Bloom, along with an exclusive avatar frame and name plaque. The city theme increases cavalry health for 15%.
Okay, so cavalry health, 15%, obviously super busted. This is the first time any 15% health skin has been introduced into the game, and it's for cavalry. It's going to be really great. I've got the means, I think, to push for this. This will be incredibly fought over. I wish the skin was a little bit more pretty. I don't really know what to do about that. But regardless, I think it's really cool that this is coming in the game, and I will be live streaming or making a video. Depends on which one you guys want. So leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, should I live stream my Zenith of Power push? Should I just make a big video out of it? Anyway, I'm going to be going for this. I'm super hyped. This is going to be super competitive.
15%, while decreasing archer attack and infantry defense for 5%.
In the Let There Be Moonlight event, you can collect.
Okay, 7k gem event. Most of you guys know what this is. This is the best value for your gems in the entire game. If you don't have 7,000 gems, you better start farming those gem nodes because you need to purchase this. You get something like, I don't know, like 3,000 or 4,000 gems back, and you get like 10 or 15 commander sculptures. It's just crazy. So you want to do this event.
Lunar lanterns and exchange them for limited time rewards, including an anniversary city theme, which offer 5% buff to archer attack.
In addition, Rise of Kingdoms is starting the first Global Civilization collab project. In this update, we're bringing the first ever collab project with the Shanxi History Museum. Use the anniversary coins that you...
So this is really cool. Obviously, there's some kind of collaboration project. They've done this with other games in the past, with commanders like Lu Bu and things of that nature. I imagine that these anniversary coins, you can buy these. I'll probably end up buying the transmutation stones and the legendary materials, or not the legendary, I guess, but the epic material. But yeah, really cool stuff. Anyway, it's just a shop, more currency, more stuff to buy.
You gain during the events to redeem the exclusive decoration, the Tiger Tally. More collabs with other museums around the world will be on the way. Last but not least, we have a sign-in spoils event coming. Log in for 7 days and get legendary commanders and other rewards.
You might be wondering what's so special about this sign-in event. You get a chance to get a new legendary.
So this is really cool. And before we dive into the skills here, usually they have the 7-day login spoils events for gold key commanders. Now, when I first saw this, my immediate thought was, oh, they're adding another gold key commander to the game. But we're going to see very, very close or shortly here that this commander is way, 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 way too strong to be a gold key commander. There's no way that this thing's going to be rocking around in Season 1. But yeah, well, let's go over the skills.
Commander Han Wudi through this event. The Emperor Wu of Han, Liu Che, will join Rise of Kingdoms after the update. He's an infantry commander who excels at versatility and attack. His active skill deals smite damage up to 1,000 target troops in an arc with a max damage factor of 2,250.
Okay, so a few things first. We're just going to go over the skills. I know that you guys can read, so I'm not going to go too crazy with this and read every skill off to you, but gigantic AoE damage. Really good. 5 targets. This is exactly what I predicted. I didn't predict 5 targets. I predicted 3 targets, but I did think that it's infantry, open field, AoE nuke. The march speed reduction just makes Huku Bing an even worse investment. Not that it was a good investment already. Not really. It's a fine investment. I'm investing in them, so it's got to be decent, right? But the big thing here is the smite damage. And smite damage is basically a form of skill damage that is boosted by normal attack damage, right? So things that do a lot of normal attack damage are really good with this. I will say something like Warriors Unbound. Excuse me. You can have Attila primary with Lu secondary, which is absolutely insane. And then you're just going to be hitting things for like 40% increased skill damage when it's actually normal attack damage. And you'll see with the expertise here, he has some pretty crazy synergies with Sargon, which I'll go over to. But anyway, big AoE damage, march speed reduction.
Every additional...
Okay, this is a lot of stats. This is 60% worth of stats on one skill. Really insane. 20% defense, 20% march speed, and 20% less skill damage. This is just kind of crazy. This is a great skill.
Target reduces the...
and then 20% increased attack, so more stats. And then it has a 25% chance to increase, to deal additional smite damage to the target, damage factor 300, again, which is increased further by normal attack buffs. So maybe arch formations coming into the game, we'll see.
The damage taken by each target.
Alright, and again, more normal attack damage while on the map. So this is a 10% increase skill damage, but also normal attack damage. And then whenever their troop deals smite damage, it reduces the damage dealt by the target by 10% for the next 3 seconds. So basically, whenever you cast an active skill, or whenever you get that little instant proc from its other skill, you'll reduce their damage taken by 10%, or damage done by 10%, which is actually a pretty big debuff, so that's quite nice.
Target by 15%.
And this is where it gets really interesting. So when you read this and you just think about this commander as a solo commander, you are kind of like, oh, well, what are the benefits? Well, I'm actually going to go hop over into my commander page and show you why this is so insane. So why don't we hop over? All right, and now we're with our old commanders, right? And what is going to be the number one pairing for this commander? It's going to be Sargon. I was shocked that my Sargon investment is not completely trashed, because I've hated Sargon since I invested in him. If this commander didn't pair super well with Sargon, I was honestly going to use Tariq in the open field over Sargon. But its active skill says for the next 5 seconds, normal attacks have a 100% chance to deal direct damage to the target, damage factor 500. With the expertise of the new commander, they have a 25% chance per second, so per attack, to do an extra normal attack, meaning that this, assuming this is how this interaction works, right? This interaction will make the normal attack deal an additional 500 damage. So 1,000 damage factor on one normal attack, which could proc on average maybe like 1.4 times every time you use a skill cycle in Sargon, which buffs Sargon to now be doing something like 3,000 active skill damage, something like that, which is really, 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 really insane. Additionally, you're spreading this kind of odd debuff to 5 targets now instead of 3 if you were using this guy with Skippy or with Guan like I was. Anyway, this is the pairing. It's going to be really insane. Again, if we just go down to Attila, I know I talked about him already, but obviously his active skill increases their normal attack damage by 30%, and then it's another 20% increased damage. Anyway, this Warriors Unbound, this is going to be the combination you use, but outside of Warriors Unbound, you are definitely going to use Sargon. If you don't have Sargon because he wasn't a great investment for a lot of people, I think it's super, super reasonable to put him behind Skippy. I think Skippy is really, really good, and then you do like Guan Alex. Voila. So you don't think about it too much. I don't think Guan pairs super well with the new commander. The reason why I say that is because Guan benefits a lot from skill damage. You obviously do full rage tree, which has a lot of skill damage bonuses in here, and the new commander's active skill doesn't get any benefit from that. In the meantime, you've got Skippy, who has no increase to his skill damage on his kit, and then his talents don't increase skill damage either. It's all about good, solid stats and rage gain and support tree. So if you, let's say, had Guan, Alex, and Skippy as your 3 infantry marches, like I imagine a lot of people do, and then they set their Alex or something for their, I don't know, Sargon or whatever it was, right? Or you just use one march, you can end up using Skippy with the new commander and then Guan with Alex. I think that's kind of your best bet. So, or Guan with Mehmed if you don't have Alex. Anyway, so we've gone over the pairings. We've gone over the new commander. What do I think? I think he's really, really strong. I think he's going to be a must invest for pretty much every single player if you're using 2 infantry marches. If you're using 1 infantry march, it gets close because he doesn't synergize as well with Skippy as Guan does. I think Guan's utility is really, really, really insane still with that 3-second silence. If I'm like having a 1v1 or a 5v5, I would bring Guan Skippy, but if I was just doing open field damage and doing as much as I could, I would do Skippy and the new commander, which is Liu Che. So Leche, maybe it's milk in Spanish, I don't know. But whatever, those are my thoughts. I think he's really good. Anyway, on to the next part of the video.
Troops hit by this skill have their march speed reduced by up to 40% for 3 seconds.
To improve
It's a really cool active skill, by the way.
Alliance leadership experience, after entering Season 1 of The Lost Kingdom, your Alliance will gain access to the member block list and pass list feature. You can add up to 50 governors to your block list and up to 30 governors to pass list from the approval page.
Okay, great. This is a fantastic quality of life change. My only thing is, why is it limited? Okay? As someone who is a rank 4 and occasionally rank 5 of my own kingdom, it is so annoying to go back and have, oh, this person is applying, oh, please accept me, blah, 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 blah. And then the rogues who try to get into the alliance all the time, and you have to continue to remove them and banish them and all that good stuff. Well, 0 them, but we will have banished soon later in the video. Anyway, I think that this should be an unlimited number. I think if you know that this person is good, you should just be able to say, hey, if this person applies, automatically let them in. I do see why the kind of block zone or block number is limited. I think that blocking too many people from an alliance can probably get pretty divisive. But the acceptance is just kind of weird. I don't know why that's limited to 30. So what's going to end up happening is you're just going to have your rally leads and your officers basically get on this list, which again is a nice change. There's nothing about this change that is bad. I'm just saying, like, why don't you just go all the way and say we could do it for everybody? Anyway, those are my thoughts.
List members will not be able to apply to join your alliance for 30 days. And past list members will be able to directly rejoin later without having to apply if they leave your alliance. Next up, we're going to look at some of the improvements for the Season of the Conquest. We added previews to story registration. You will be able to view the status of the next story you are registered for.
That is awesome. That is great. That is great. So this is a pretty minor but massive change. So a lot of times you want to know what the next pop in your KVK is, and I think that's really good. I think that this is what this feature is bringing. So a lot of times, you want to queue KVKs with other kingdoms, and you don't want to play things like Nile, or you don't want to play things like Strive for the 8, and so those are just things you're going to skip all the time. So this is basically a way to not get around that, but just be less surprised when you're just rolling the dice on your last skip, and you're like, oh, well, I hope we get Heroic Anthem or else we're screwed, right? So this is really good. Another great quality of life change.
With the new hostile feature, you can mark a kingdom as hostile. If that kingdom is assigned to the same lost kingdom as yours, the system will try to assign your kingdom and that kingdom to different camps.
Also, a new king.
That's also pretty interesting, you like hate a kingdom so much that you just don't want to ever be allies with them. I think that's interesting. I don't know if I like that. I mean, fine. Sometimes you've got rival kingdoms like, hey, if we were 365 in 1960, we don't want to be on the same team because that would just be broken to anyone that we ever played against, so let's split the teams. I get that in that sense, but I feel like sometimes, especially in the lower seed kingdoms, you're just going to have like really powerful B seeds that are so powerful and they just make enemies with other people, and then, I don't know. It's interesting, but it feels bad in a way.
Skill Banish will be added.
This is Banish, the thing that I alluded to earlier. Finally, we get to just kick people out. Fantastic.
The king can use this skill to banish a governor in your kingdom, teleporting their city to a random location in the upper left province of your kingdom. If the target province has no space, they will be teleported to the next outermost province. That's it for all the update-related info. Now let's jump into the special episode with our community managers for the 5th year anniversary. During the past 5 years,
Okay, so that's all that I'm going to react to here. I think if you want to go ahead and watch the rest of this video, I'll leave the link to that in the description. This is just kind of a fun little Q&A that they do, talking about if they can remove 1960 from the game, which obviously they can't. That's probably half their income. Anyway, sorry, not going to make too many jokes, but obviously really, really cool, really great video, a lot of good changes. I will be posting about my schedule for the Zenith of Power coming up. I will also have a end of KVK recap video coming out because we did win and I did score really, really well for myself, and I'm really proud of how I did, so I want to share that. And honestly, just general updates. So I also have a Huku Bing guide. I know I'm like, 2 months late at this point? But after having friends play with him and seeing how he plays in the open field, I've got some cool talent suggestions and pairings that maybe you didn't think about, but you probably did, and just how he should fit into your murder ball if you're using 1, 2, or 3 cap marches. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video recap and update. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again next time. Peace out.